Hey guys, it's Devin here. Welcome back to my YouTube live. It is Tuesday, September 10th, 8:01 p.m. About to get Lizzie on here. Just give me a second. Come on, Lizzie, come on. Okay, guys, we have to wait on her. Sorry. Gonna have to wait. Okay, no, guys, don't stop. Don't, guys, don't, guys, don't, guys. Please, no, no, guys, no, guys, no, guys. Okay. Why is it saying upcoming? Huh? Huh? Back to mine yet.
Where's your bag at?
Shush, shush. Stop, stop, stop. Stop. Why is it saying upcoming? Guys, hold on a minute. This isn't right, so hold on. It says I'm on. Let's go. Let's see, come on. Let's see, come on. Let's see, come the hell on. Hey Jay, I don't know where Lizzie's at. I'm not gonna keep waiting, I can't. Where's Lizzie at? Oh, she always irritates me. Irritating. Hi, AJ. How are you? AJ, I really don't know where Lizzie's at. Cause it's already 07 and she's not here, so I don't know what's going on. Do not know.
I'm on the hunt for fall transitional looks, so of course I headed to.
Okay, she's here. All right. Hi, Lizzie. Sorry, were you busy? Oh, guys, the presidential debate is tonight, by the way. It's starting right now. So it's already past 8 o'clock in Central Time, but it is on now. I think it's on HBO Max, is what I heard. So I hope you all are watching it. I don't know if I'll watch it though, because I don't know. I just probably not.
List of supplies for Zaid's mission. There's a decent.
How free you see a teeth, cheap, orange, all of it. So this is also. This stuff is super something. I'm in a. I don't want to freaking really.
That was fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Ghost Rider in the sky. Oh, guys, Lizzie's on here. So Lizzie said hello. Oh, Lizzie, you already on here. Perfect. Thank you, Lizzie.
Hello, well.
Okay, be quiet, Mama. I'm trying to do something.
Okay, packed up, ready to go. People being. And the walk was beautiful. We got a little sweaty at the end, but that's okay. The quote for today.
Can't.
You watch the debate.
Kane, I said I might. Okay, I'll probably watch a clip of it. I don't know. Why am I just? I can just stop talking about it. Okay, stop bringing it up. Okay, we'll get to it if I have the time. Could be, see, I'm busy doing other things.
It's the only exercise
So we're not
you
going to
don't have
start
to
your
be
crap
good
tonight.
at to enjoy it.
Well, I'm live at least.
So true. That's right, and I can find my car easier.
Okay, so we're going to be live longer tonight until 9:30. So on Mondays it'll be 9 o'clock. Other days will be different. It'll be like 9:30 when we end it. There'll be times on days when I'm at my grandma's. It'll be like 11 o'clock. So yeah. Just want to let you guys know that.
Video should be here soon. And all of these cars. And I will just play with Ruby all day while everybody else goes on rides. Okay, just waiting for JJ's family. And Daisy's family went to Bear Lake. And I'm just sitting here people watching. Pretty interesting. See the people walk by. And Ender cut his hand skimboarding. Got about 2 inches long. And I don't know how deep, but he has to get stitches. So we'll keep you updated on that. Keep you posted. But it is very hot out here. 91 degrees so far. Hope it won't get too bad. Okay, new ride coming. Oh, carousel candy, not a ride. A sweet surprise awaits. We can hardly wait. And it is so hot. Look at this spinning here. We are already roasting. Wait. Oh my God. No, there we go. Going down. Now Laguna is closing early at 7, but it's only 6, so we're leaving. They got to get kids home. It's a long drive for them. Goodbye, Lagoon. Oh, can you see that rainbow? Rained a little bit coming home. I had to go to the farmer's market. Yeah, I just made it home. Dead mouse in the tub. Oh, I hate mice. I don't know how long it's been there. It's the first time I've noticed it. It can't get out of the tub. Can't get down the drain. Where did it come from? I don't know. Oh, I will just get that mouse into a bag and put it in the garbage. Garbage comes in 2 days. It's been kind of raining off and on. That was fun at Lagoon. Time to go pick those peaches. They're starting to drop onto the ground, so I'll pick the riper ones. And the wind blew that branch over here. It was leaning against there. Now it's here. I need to cut that up. Oh, the rainbow's fading already. You see it a little bit? It's getting rain off and on, and rainbows off and on today. It's moving too fast. And here's some peaches, and there's more out there. I gotta bring them in.
All right, guys, I'm gonna eat now.
Of the tree, about a third. So we'll see what we can get later, a couple of days. And got a couple of tomatoes. Ellie, eat. I got
The world full of kingdom.
What are you eating?
Huh?
What are you
Oh,
eating?
Lizzie, we've got Wendy's, my friend. Lizzie, I'm trying to find my nuggets. Oh, Lizzie, all my nuggets fell out. Hold on. Guys, I just had hair in my mouth. That's disgusting.
Devin, did you find Bella?
Bestie, I did not find her. No.
She's number 39.
Aww. Cute. I heard Mr. Conrad saying move Bella or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He said that.
I don't know. I have to go back and check
So guys,
or figure out why he said that.
if you guys haven't seen Lizzie's YouTube video today, go check it out. It's a really short video. Of Bella at her football game. Guys, it was so good.
I don't know if it's just me, but Mr. Conrad looks a little bit different since I last saw him.
Well, he hasn't really changed.
I mean, to me, he does, but I don't know about you, but to me, he does. He looks different than when I last saw him.
Well, he's still chubby. Not chubby, but he's still chubby. A little fat.
Yes, he still is chubby, though.
Mm-hmm. He's chubby.
But I meant like his face.
Mm.
He is
He's chubby.
chubby still, but
Mhm.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles.
All right, guys. We are for my brother. Bridget's getting so mad.
Yo, I'd stop. Actually, no.
Oh no, we'll call Bridget's phone.
I don't have her number.
Dang it. I have her number, but I can't get to it.
What if Bridget drives?
Josh
Yeah,
Self,
Kaden.
get the hell out of here.
What,
What
Kaden?
does Josh
Go
do?
away.
He says call Jack. I don't have her number.
What? What are you
I
watching?
can't. I don't know it by heart.
I would never call that dude.
Hi, Virginia.
Hey neighbors.
Kaden, go away.
Watch the president.
Kaden always want to bug me all the time. Go. Bye. Come on. Hey, if you do. Guys, one day I'm gonna hit him with a hammer or something. Because I can,
There's the native
or mess up his brain or something.
PTP who actually lives in the neighborhood. I guess he'd say he lived down Long Bean. Native PTP.
Yo, tell him to, like,
You know, guys, sometimes my brother just makes me want to bash my head into a wall. Just like Lizzie has told me that I make her want to bash her head into a wall. Well, my brother makes me want to bash my head into a wall. Because I can't take it.
Quest to follow me. It is my Insta is JG.
He's probably an old man.
What if he isn't? What if he's a youngin?
Oh, you're right.
It's a J.
At the end of it tomorrow, twice.
What?
It's your night, bro.
What's going on? Hold on, I need to know what's happening right now.
What about Mr.
Anytime
Conrad's
someone
voice?
donates
Does he sound the
$10 and up,
same
I
or
have to
different?
call you.
You lowered it to 10. Now I'm gonna call consistently.
What about Mr. Conrad's voice? Does he sound the same or different?
Well, obviously, it still sounds the same.
I've never had him, so I don't know what his voice sounds
Lizzie,
like.
I've never had him either. I've only saw him. Yeah, I've only saw him in
I
the
thought you
hallways.
did have him in
Lizzie,
middle school.
I've only seen him in the halls. I've never seen. Well, I sent him a friend request one time. He unfriended me because he told my brother on me when my brother had him at that time, Maple Park. He told my brother, he said, "Tell your brother to stop sending me friend request on Facebook."
Well, I'm surprised he knows you.
I don't know why he said that to my own brother, but anyway. Yeah.
Come on, Jennifer.
What? It's not like we have anything to do.
I have plenty to do. I have to go to sleep.
Oh, who needs sleep?
Sleep is lame.
Well, if I don't sleep, I'm gonna look like the crypt keeper like you. Don't call back ever.
He hung up. We have. I gotta call him back. Yeah, I have to call him back again.
You've got to be kidding.
No, I'm not.
How much have you been donated?
$92.95.
From how many different people?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Joking?
No.
You're gonna call me like another 5 or 6 times?
Yes, I
Ah!
have to.
Alright, that's what, 2 more times now?
Okay, we got to. We have to call 2 more times. Up, look, call the crypt keeper. Hello?
Stop calling, bitch.
They want to talk to the. They hung up. Call again. They said they want to talk to the crypt keeper.
Oh, stop! Oh my God! You're gonna break the TV!
They said they called the crypt keeper. Hello?
They said he's gonna break the TV.
He's getting mad.
One more time after this one.
It's got to be one more time.
What?
What? Are you crying?
I just broke the fucking TV.
Why would you do that?
I don't. Is it broken, dude, or what? Yeah, it's broke. It's just the cord is cut. Okay, we can get another one. Bring me the cord from your fucking TV.
No.
I just cut mine. I can't watch it.
You're just getting your anger to you.
How
Oh.
much have you got?
Okay, it's 102 now. Now I have to wait.
Stop calling me.
I have to wait till I get more chats. That was all of them.
That's it.
Yes.
Stop calling. I'm going to bed, dude. I need the wires for tomorrow.
Just calm down.
Oh, bro, don't take your little ass to bed.
Dude, it's Friday night.
Word.
If someone sends Jennifer $20, call your brother and pretend to be an obscene phone caller. Okay.
Okay, well, you just ruined that for your caller. You just blew that one, didn't you? Don't call me and don't do no obscene phone call. Block her. I'm gonna block her soon.
There's one more call, right?
No, that was the last of them. I walked for you, Jennifer, yesterday. Oh, thank you.
What are you?
Oh, dude, he got mad for real. He got.
Lizzie, can you not hear it the whole time? I've been watching Jennifer live.
Oh my god. I don't know why it's so funny when Michael gets mad. I don't have Tina's number.
Hey, please don't ever call this number again.
That's a lie.
Please stop calling my phone.
Call back. We gotta call back.
Your call has been the person you're trying to reach is
Do I call him back or not?
Yeah, you have to.
Hello.
Who is
Who are we speaking with?
I'm just an old bitch. Please don't call my phone again, okay? I don't answer why I tried it. Don't ever call me back again, you meth addict.
Oh my god. Oh.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the things you need or want to do, or
Or know the road, a note that shows up in your profile, whatever.
Huh?
You know that thing where you type a message and it shows above your profile?
Yeah.
Griselda says she don't feel good.
Yeah, well, if there's you have to
Up.
Why?
Dude, you're gonna leak my number and then I gotta change it and never talk to you again. Please stop.
Can I see your TV?
Oh, we gotta call him again. Look, another $10.
You fuck.
Hang up, Jimmy.
We'll be back in a second.
FaceTime him.
Here we go.
Doesn't show no numbers, does it?
No, ma'am.
It was 20 for FaceTime.
Can't see
You
them.
got 10.
Oh.
Please, I swear, please.
Are you tired, Mike?
I'm trying to watch TV. Okay?
I thought you were trying to go to sleep.
I'm not even
You can't watch TV. It's the wrong. I'll call you like 8 times.
What happened?
Someone because they just kept adding up, and I didn't have Jimmy's phone, so I gotta call you 8 times. Someone else just like gave me $30 and times. Up 9 times.
What?
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm just, I don't know, dude.
Just watch Pulp Fiction.
Did he hang up?
Nah.
How can I watch Pulp Fiction if you keep calling?
We can like listen to it in the background.
Okay, so that's 7. This is 7.
This is 8.
Oh, 8.
What?
You said you're watching Pulp Fiction?
No. I said, how could I watch Pulp Fiction if you keep calling?
I want to listen to you watch Pulp Fiction. Wait, hold on. That sounds weird.
That's 5. 4. Oh, we gotta call again?
Okay, that it?
3 more times. And
No, you.
any of your kept sending.
All right, guys, that's enough of that.
Don't take it personal, if she. I can't get over that shit. That's the. Nasty shit. You I'm gonna say. Bye. He's first. Come on.
We think some of the details that make
I'm here. Where? I'm privy to my own life. Everything's make believe. I mean, it's real life.
when
Holidays. Chris loves his puppies. Soap. Because if I get with a big old giant like that, you had a little tiny dick, I'd be laughing my ass off.
come up with some sort of answer. We thought that asylum.
Yeah. If you're on my channel, and even on Steve's, I have to bow down because that's Steve's channel. But I am the show here, not you. You can go to yours and be your show. You have your own channel, and you can be the main character. But on this show, I am the show. Okay?
Got it. Got it.
All right, let's move on then. Now, why do you want to go after Red Pill? Why would you go after Red Pill of all people? I don't get it. Do you think he's your equal?
He needs to chill. Well, he ate my burger.
What? Oh, now he ate your. Oh.
So now we're switching it up. You're no longer Johnny. Now you're Ronnie McDonnie.
I think he thinks Red Bull ate his boogers.
No.
Wait a minute. First of all, Don, I know that you're jealous because, already Red gets his, bourbon bacon burger. But see, what you could do is go down to the local food line, get your burger, throw some chicken broth in it, salt and pepper, maybe a little slap your mama seasoning, put it on a frying pan, get you some bacon, get you some bourbon, right? No, don't do that. You're drunk. We'll get some bourbon flavor and put it in your fucking burger, put some cheese on that motherfucker and eat it. How about that?
Oh, I could go to culinary school.
Here we go to culinary school again. You know what? You got more fucking bombs in the math book. Oh, Debbie doesn't talk on his channel, be happy? Really? Well, how the fuck you want people to come see you if you ain't talking?
I popped into his last live stream and all he would do is just mess with that penny flute and not say anything.
You don't even speak all the time. Come on, Steve. You gotta train him better than that. They gotta talk. What?
I gotta train him.
What the fuck? He don't never shut up over here.
I've
Donnie, why don't
noticed
you
that
talk on your channel?
Donnie gets very upset with lurkers on his channel. I've popped in there several times for him saying, "There's people in here. Type in the side chat. Damn it! Make yourselves be seen. Say something."
Oh wow,
Donnie, he don't eat. Chopstick don't tolerate them lurkers. If you're in there, you better be typing.
Shit. If anything, I like the lurkers better than they fucking aggravate me. They're just looking. Now, how do you expect to run a channel if you're not speaking on it?
Good job, Mark.
What am I supposed to say?
What? You don't seem to run out of words over here.
See, here's what I do, Chopstick. If I don't have something to say, I don't press the go live button.
Hey, good thinking, Marky. There you go.
Well, this is Tina's channel. Let her talk.
No, it's already too late for that, Paul. We've been beyond that over an hour ago. I'm asking you why you speak on your own channel.
Lizzie. What is AJ talking about? What does he mean about Lizzie SquarePants? Sounds like SpongeBob SquarePants, but he's saying Lizzie SquarePants are like track pants.
No, he was just talking about the outfit that Sophie wore to school today.
But that's just ridiculous. But he said Lizzie SquarePants like track pants. That makes no sense. So
I didn't even look at it.
Okay, so he's saying, when he said that, he said it would sound like he was saying that you were wearing square pants with track pants, is what I was hearing. Right? No? I heard something like that.
I don't even remember.
Lizzie, I don't know. Huh? Her face. What?
Yeah, I just now saw it.
Yeah, Lizzie, he put Lizzie SquarePants, just track pants. No, he put, or Lizzie SquarePants like track pants.
Yeah, but he meant to say Sophie.
Well, he put, or Lizzie Square. That's funny.
I read it long ago.
Yeah, you did.
This fucking teeth has 2 more channels.
Lizzie, go brush your teeth.
Sir. Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It must be a motherfucking duck.
Lizzie, you always look like a duck. Always want to quack like one.
Yep. Sounds are back, baby. Yeah, he likes to talk. He likes to panel. So if the panel's fucking with people in the side chat, then he'll interact. So, Donovan, you're going to have to get your co-host. You're going to have to, like Mark does with his Dimple Dick Dave partner there. So I don't know, is Chris available or anything? You give me co-host or what's going on?
That would be some interesting streaming. Have you guys thought about teaming up, pairing up?
With Donovan, he
Be honest, Chris. Spill the beans. Come on already. Fuck all that
doesn't
shit.
really know how to run StreamYards.
But you do.
Yeah. Yep. We're asking you, Chris, is do you think that you could cohabitate with Donovan on a panel and keep the people happy and at least humorous together, you two?
You guys could do challenges. You guys could do skit comedy. You guys could entertain people, make people laugh, put out some really, really quality content.
Or Albert could help too. Albert and Abyss.
Albert's already building his.
Well, let me.
You got a lot to mull over, Donovan. I am so glad that you have like 5 months to think about it.
What can I do to get back in boss up?
What?
What can I do to get back in boss up?
You got to start the application process all over, ground floor.
And now there's some more restrictions that I've added personally myself.
Well, first you got to leave.
Well, I'm looking
and
like
you gotta
this,
stay
Donovan.
away until February.
The first rule before you can even fill out the application is you have to have gone at least 4 years without masturbating on a panel on YouTube.
I only want you to donate to my campaign.
Make it.
Standing up for those who are most vulnerable. My work that is about protecting Social Security and Medicare. is based on long-standing work that I have done, protecting seniors from scams. My values have not changed. And what is important is that there is a president who actually brings values and a perspective that is about lifting people up and not beating people down and name calling. The true measure of the leader is the leader who actually understands the strength is not in beating people down, it's in lifting people up. I intend to be that president.
President Trump, your
Well, first of
response?
all, I wasn't given $400 million. I wish I was. My father was a Brooklyn builder, Brooklyn, Queens, and a great father, and I learned a lot from him. But I was given a fraction of that, a tiny fraction, and I built it into many, many billions of dollars, many, many billions. We don't have to talk about that. Fracking, she's been against it for 12 years. Defund the police, she's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal that would do this. She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will never allow fracking in Pennsylvania. If she won the election, fracking in Pennsylvania will end on day one. Just to finish one thing, so important in my opinion. So I got the oil business going like nobody has ever done before. When they took over, they got rid of it, started getting rid of it, and the prices were going up the roof. They immediately let these guys go to.
Huh?
You're watching the debate?
Yes, Lizzie, we all have to watch it. Are you watching it because you're expected to watch it?
No, I'm not watching it.
Or Lizzie, you're expected to because everyone got an email or a message or whatever saying that we all have to watch the debate tonight. That's what I'm doing. And my brother kept bugging me to watch it. So, but we kind of have to because Lizzie. Okay, Lizzie, this is good stuff to hear, Lizzie, honestly, because we want to hear from Donald Trump's words, his perspective, point of view, and we want Kamala Harris's point of views, okay, of what she has to say about all these, all this stuff. The election.
We have a lot of
not good
issues
things
that we
for the
have to get
environment
to.
that
We're
she
out of time.
understands.
Thank you.
Lindsay, thank you. We have an election in just 56 days. And I want to talk about the peaceful transfer of power.
And guys, the election is in November. I know it's in November. I just don't know what the date. Is it usually November 3rd is when the election is, or I don't know. But all I know is the election is always in November.
The country and the world saw what played out at the Capitol that day, the officers coming under attack.
And that's when people want you to vote, but you have to be 18 to vote. And since I'm 18,
Is voting day called election day?
That's what it's called. But since I'm 18, I'm legally.
Okay, so it's on the 5th.
Okay, Lizzie, let me
of November.
Okay, thank you. But since I'm 18, I'm legally able to vote. If you're like 16, 17, you can't vote, or 15, whatever. But like when you're 18, 19, that's when you can start voting. I might vote this year. I don't know. We'll see. Just see.
Killed. Ashley Babbitt was shot by an out-of-control police officer.
Lizzie, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I usually don't do voting.
Lizzie, you suck.
This group of people that
Lizzie, I might not either. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Okay. We'll just have to see what I feel up to do. If I want to vote or not.
she was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning, well, I'm surprised you're not talking about the border yet. That's because she knows what a bad job they've done. What about those people? When are they going to be prosecuted? When are these people from countries all over the world, not just South America? They're coming in from all over the world, David, all over the world. And crime rates are down all over the world because of it. But when are those, David, when are those people going to be prosecuted? When are the people that burned down Minneapolis going to be prosecuted? Or in Seattle? They went into Seattle. They took over a big percentage of the city of Seattle. When are those people going to be prosecuted?
But let me just ask
you. Might ask her that question.
You were the president.
Okay, guys, let's make a vote. I'm going to put a poll up on here if I know how to do that. There we go. or should I start with Q? No, actually, no. Okay, let's do a poll. Who do you think? Wait, okay, let me see here. Okay, who do you think will win? Who do you think will win? Who will win the debate tonight? The debate tonight. Kamala Harris or Mr. Donald Trump? Mr. Donald Trump. So, Lizzie, my brother lied to me earlier. He told me that Joe Biden died. He said he passed away. I was like, no, that's not true.
Really?
Yes,
That's the
because
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I would have to hear something if he passed away.
Yeah, it would be on the news if it was true. But your brother is out of his mind.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. What should I do with my bucket? Dear doctor.
This is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side. Let's remember that when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia, the former president said, stand back and stand by. So for everyone watching who remembers what January 6th was, I say, we don't have to go back. Let's not go back. We're not going back. It's time to turn the page. And if that was a bridge too far for you, well, there is a place in our campaign for you to stand for country, to stand for our democracy, to stand for rule of law, and to end the chaos, and to end the approach that is about attacking the foundations of our democracy because you don't like the outcome. And be clear on that point. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath.
You always scare me. I'm watching the debate.
Is not to his liking. Let's turn the page on this. Let's not go back. Let's chart a course for the future and not go backwards to the past.
Let me just follow up here.
It was a different term, and it was a term that related to energy because they have destroyed our energy business. That was where bloodbath was. Also, on Charlottesville, that story has been, as you would say, debunked. Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Jesse, all of these people, they covered it. If they go an extra sentence, they will see it was perfect. It was debunked in almost every newspaper, but they still bring it up, just like they bring 2025 up. They bring all of this stuff up. I ask you this, you talk about the Capitol. Why are we
Now
allowing
he's talking about the
these
Capitol.
millions of people to come
Yeah.
through on
Do you know what
the
happened
southern
at the
border? How
Capitol?
come she's not doing anything? And I'll tell you what I would do,
No,
and
that's
I would
fine.
be
I'm
very
hearing about
proud to
this.
do it.
Look
I
at
would say
Kamala
we
Harris.
would both leave this
Just looking at
debate
him,
right
she's just
now.
like, I don't agree
I'd
with
like to
anything
see
he's
her
saying.
go down
right.
to Washington, D.C. during
Because
this
she didn't
because
like
we're
him.
wasting
Yeah,
a lot
they
of
don't like
time.
each other.
Go down to, because she's been so bad, it's so ridiculous. Go down to Washington, D.C. and let her
Doesn't
sign
Joe
a bill
Biden
to
even like
close
her
up the
either?
border
His own wife.
because they have the
I know.
right to do it. They don't
No,
need
they're not
bills.
married.
They have the
Oh.
right to do it. The president of the United States, you'll get him out of bed. You'll
Okay.
wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll say, come on down to the office. Let's sign a bill. If he signs a bill that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal. If they do that, the border is closed.
Mr.
Those
President.
people are killing many people,
I wanna-
unlike J6.
We talked immigration here tonight. I do want to focus on this next issue to both of you because it really brings us this into focus, truth in these times that we're living in. Mr. President, for 3.5 years, you lost the 2020 election. You repeatedly falsely claimed that you won, many times saying you won in a landslide. In the past couple of weeks leading up to this debate, you have said, quote, you lost by a whisker, that you, quote, didn't quite make it, that you came up a little bit short. Are you now acknowledging that you lost in 2020?
No, I don't acknowledge that at all.
But
I
you
said
did
that
say that.
sarcastically. You
But
know
those-
that. It was said, oh, we lost by a whisker. That was said sarcastically. Look, there's so much proof. All you have to do is look at it. And they should have sent it back to the legislatures for approval. I got almost 75 million votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever gotten. I was told if I got 63, which was what I got in 2016, you can't be beaten. The election, people should never be thinking about an election as fraudulent. We need two things. We need walls, and we have to have it. We have to have borders, and we have to have good elections. Our elections are bad. And a lot of these illegal immigrants coming in, they're trying to get them to vote. They can't even speak English. They don't even know what country they're in practically. And these people are trying to get them to vote. And that's why they're allowing them to come into our country.
I did watch all of these pieces of video. I didn't detect the sarcasm, lost by a whisker. We didn't quite make it. And we should just point out here as clarification, and you know this, you and your allies, 60 cases in front of many judges, many of them
No
Republican,
judge looked at it.
and said
They said we didn't have standing. That's the other thing. They said we didn't have standing, a technicality. Can you imagine a system where a person in an election doesn't have standing? The president of the United States doesn't have standing. That's how we lost. If you look at the facts, and I'd love to have you'll do a special on it. I'll show you Georgia, and I'll show you Wisconsin, and I'll show you Pennsylvania, and I'll show you. We have so many facts and statistics, but you know what? That doesn't matter because we have to solve the problem that we have right now. That's old news. And the problem that we have right now is we have a nation in decline, and they have put it into decline. We have a nation that is dying, David.
Mr. President, thank you. Vice President Harris, you heard the president there tonight. He said he didn't say that he lost by a whisker. So he still believes he did not lose the election that was won by President Biden and yourself. But I do want to ask you about something that's come up in the last couple of days. This was a post from President Trump about this upcoming election just weeks away. He said, when I win, those people who cheated, and then he lists donors, voters, election officials, he says will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences. One of your campaign's top lawyers responded saying, we won't let Donald Trump intimidate us. We won't let him suppress the vote. Is that what you believe he's trying to do here?
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. But we cannot afford to have a president of the United States who attempts, as he did in the past, to upend the will of the voters in a free and fair election. And I'm going to tell you that I have traveled the world as Vice President of the United States, and world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace. And when you then talk in this way in a presidential debate and deny what over and over again are court cases you have lost because you did in fact lose that election, it leads one to believe that perhaps we do not have in the candidate to my right the temperament or the ability to not be confused about fact. That's deeply troubling, and the American people deserve better.
I'll give you 1 minute or so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, Lizzie's still here. Good.
They were afraid of him. China was afraid, and I don't like to use the word afraid, but I'm just quoting him. China was afraid of him. North Korea was afraid of him. Look at what's going on with North Korea, by the way. He said Russia was afraid of him. I ended the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and Biden put it back on day one, but he ended the XL pipeline. The XL pipeline in our country, he ended that. But he let the Russians build a pipeline going all over Europe and heading into Germany, the biggest pipeline in the world. Look, Viktor Orban said it. He said the most respected, most feared person is Donald Trump. We had no problems when Trump was president, but when this weak, pathetic man that you saw at a debate just a few months ago, that if he weren't in that debate, he'd be running instead of her. She got no votes. He got 14 million votes. What you did, you talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes, and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her. But he got 14 million votes. They threw him out. She got 0 votes. And when she ran, she was the first one to leave because she failed. And now she's running. I don't understand it, but
Mr.
I'm
President,
okay with it
Mr.
because
President, your time is
I
up.
think we're
Thank
going to
you.
do very well.
We've got a lot more to get to.
Turning now
Yes.
to the Israel-Hamas war and the hostages who are still being held, Americans among them. Vice President Harris, in December, you said, quote, Israel has a right to defend itself, but you added, quote, it matters how, saying international humanitarian law must be respected. Israel must do more to protect innocent civilians. You said that 9 months ago. Now an estimated 40,000 Palestinians are dead. Nearly 100 hostages remain. Just last week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there's not a deal in the making. President Biden has not been able to break through the stalemate. How would you do it?
Well, let's understand how we got here. On October 7, Hamas, a terrorist organization, slaughtered 1,200 Israelis. Many of them young people who were simply attending a concert. Women were horribly raped. And so absolutely, I said then, I say now, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And how it does so matters. Because it is also true, far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. Children, mothers. What we know is that this war must end. It must end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out. And so we will continue to work around the clock on that. Work around the clock, also must chart a course for a two-state solution. And in that solution, there must be security for the Israeli people and Israel, and in equal measure for the Palestinians. But the one thing I will assure you always, I will always give Israel the ability to defend itself, in particular as it relates to Iran and any threat that Iran and its proxies pose to Israel. But we must have a two-state solution where we can rebuild Gaza, where the Palestinians have security, self-determination, and the dignity they so rightly deserve.
President Trump, how would you negotiate with Netanyahu and also Hamas in order to get the hostages out and prevent the killing of more innocent civilians in Gaza?
If I were president, it would have never started. If I were president, Russia would have never, ever, I know Putin very well, he would have never, and there was no threat of it either, by the way, for 4 years, have gone into Ukraine and killed millions of people when you add it up, far worse than people understand what's going on over there. But when she mentions about Israel, all of a sudden, she hates Israel. She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. She refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers. She wanted to go to the sorority party. She hates Israel. If she's president, I believe that Israel will not exist within 2 years from now. And I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm wrong about that one. She hates Israel. At the same time, in her own way, she hates the Arab population because the whole place is going to get blown up. Arabs, Jewish people, Israel will be gone. It would have never happened. Iran was broke under Donald Trump. Now Iran has $300 billion because they took off all the sanctions that I had. Iran had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah or any of the 28 different spheres of terror. And they are spheres of terror, horrible terror. They had no money. It was a big story, and you know it. You covered it very well, actually. They had no money for terror. They were broke. Now they're a rich nation. And now what they're doing is they're spreading that money around. Look at what's happening with the Houthis and Yemen. Look at what's going on in the Middle East. This would have never happened. I will get that settled and fast, and I'll get the war with Ukraine and Russia ended. If I'm president-elect, I'll get it done before even becoming president.
Vice President Harris, he says you hate Israel.
That's absolutely not true. I have my entire career and life supported Israel and the Israeli people. He knows that. He's trying to, again, divide and distract from the reality, which is it is very well known that Donald Trump is weak and wrong on national security and foreign policy. It is well known that he admires dictators, wants to be a dictator on one, according to himself. It is well known that he said of Putin that he can do whatever the hell he wants and go into Ukraine. It is well known that he said when Russia went into Ukraine, it was brilliant. It is well known he exchanged love letters with Kim Jong-un. And it is absolutely well known that these dictators and autocrats are rooting for you to be president again because they're so clear they can manipulate you with and favors. And that is why so many military leaders who you have worked with have told me you are a disgrace. That is why we understand that we have to have a president who is not consistently weak and wrong on
Vice
national
President
security,
Harris.
including the importance of upholding and respecting in highest regard our military.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
They're the ones, and she's the one that caused it, that's weak on national security by allowing every nation last month for the year, 168 different countries sending people into our country. Their crime rates are way down. Putin endorsed her last week, said, I hope she wins. And I think he meant it because what he's gotten away with is absolutely incredible. It wouldn't have happened with me. The leaders of other countries think that they're weak and incompetent, and they are. They're grossly incompetent. And I just ask one question. Why does Biden go in and kill the Keystone Pipeline and approve the single biggest deal that Russia's ever made, Nord Stream 2, the biggest pipeline anywhere in the world going to Germany and all over Europe? Because they're weak and they're ineffective. And Biden, by the way,
President
gets paid
Trump,
a lot of money.
Thank you. We have a lot of issues to get to.
We'll be right back with much more of this historic ABC News presidential debate from the National Constitution Center right here in Philadelphia. Back in a moment.
The ABC News presidential debate will continue after this.
The House will be in order.
This year, C-SPAN celebrates 45 years of covering Congress like no other. Since 1979, we've been your primary source for Capitol Hill, providing balanced, unfiltered coverage of government, taking you to where the policy is debated and decided, all with the support of America's cable companies. C-SPAN, 45 years and counting, powered by cable. Friday nights, watch C-SPAN's campaign coverage, providing a one-stop shop to discover what the candidates across the country are saying to voters, along with first-hand accounts from political reporters, updated poll numbers, fundraising data, and campaign ads. Watch C-SPAN's 2024 campaign trail, Friday nights at...
It's time to end the live stream.
Did you not hear our conversation, Lizzie? Lizzie, I told you some lives will be longer. Some lives will be longer. Tonight's live will go until 9:30. You know, Lizzie, like it has before. But Lizzie, not all lives are going to be different, Lizzie.
My phone's on 47.
Lizzie, I meant to say not all lives are going to be the same. Lizzie, 47? Oh, honey, that is not a big deal. Those 2% will be different. And Lizzie, we have had this conversation before, like a lot, about you and your phone percentage.
Today at 7 p.m. Eastern, a look at the election of 1860. Abraham Lincoln defeated several other candidates, including Senator Stephen Douglas, to become the first Republican elected president. Before he took office in March of 1861, several states in the southern U.S. pulled out of the Union, leading to the Civil War. Watch historic presidential elections, Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on American History TV on C-SPAN 2.
Okay, guys, never mind. It's not over. It's still going. Never mind.
To the nation's capital, the only daily nationally televised forum for discussing the latest issues in Washington and across the country.
What I love about your show is that it gives the people an opportunity to speak for themselves on the issues that they actually care about.
Join us for a live 3-hour conversation with a variety of congressional members and Washington influencers.
I love this show. This is my favorite show to do of all shows because I actually get to hear what the American people care about.
You can watch Washington Journal live every morning at 7 Eastern on C-SPAN, C-SPAN Now, or online at cspan.org. Listening to programs on C-SPAN through C-SPAN Radio is easy. Tell your smart speaker, play C-SPAN Radio, and listen to Washington Journal daily at 7 a.m. Eastern. Important public affairs events throughout the day. And weekdays, catch Washington Today. Listen to C-SPAN anytime. Just tell your smart speaker, play C-SPAN Radio. C-SPAN, powered by cable. C-SPAN Now is a free mobile app featuring your unfiltered view of what's happening in Washington, live and on demand. Keep up with the day's biggest events with live streams of floor proceedings and hearings from the U.S. Congress, White House events, the courts, campaigns, and more from the world of politics, all at your fingertips. You can also stay current with the latest episodes of Washington Journal and find scheduling information for C-SPAN's TV networks and C-SPAN Radio, plus a variety of compelling podcasts. C-SPAN Now is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. Scan the QR code to download it for free today, or visit our website, cspan.org/C-SPAN Now. C-SPAN Now, your front row seat to Washington, anytime, anywhere.
We'll head back to Philadelphia now as Vice President Harris and former President Trump meet face-to-face for the first time. You're watching C-SPAN's live coverage of the ABC News presidential debate simulcast.
Constitution Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here again, David Muir and Lindsay Davis.
Welcome back to this historic ABC News presidential debate tonight. We're going to continue here, and I want to turn to the war in Ukraine. We're now 2.5 years into this conflict. Mr. President, it has been the position of the Biden administration that we must defend Ukraine from Russia, from Vladimir Putin, to defend their sovereignty, their democracy, that it's in America's best interest to do so, arguing that if Putin wins, he may be emboldened to move even further into other countries. You have said you would solve this war in 24 hours. You said so just before the break tonight. How exactly would you do that? And I want to ask you a very simple question tonight. Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I want the war to stop. I want to save lives that are being uselessly, people being killed by the millions. It's the millions. It's so much worse than the numbers that you're getting, which are fake numbers. Look, we're in for 250 billion or more, because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary, don't have the courage to ask Europe like I did with NATO. They paid billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars when I said, either you pay up or we're not going to protect you anymore. So that's maybe one of the reasons they don't like me as much as they like people. But you take a look at what's happening. We're in for 250 to 275 billion. They're into 100 to 150. They should be forced to equalize. With that being said, I want to get the war settled. I know Zelensky very well, and I know Putin very well. I have a good relationship, and they respect your president, okay? They respect me. They don't respect Biden. How would you respect him? Why? For what reason? He hasn't even made a phone call in 2 years to Putin, hasn't spoken to anybody. They don't even try and get it. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened. And in fact, when I saw Putin after I left, unfortunately left because our country has gone to hell. But after I left, when I saw him building up soldiers, he did it after I left. I said, oh, he must be negotiating. It must be a good, strong point of negotiation. Well, it wasn't, because Biden had no idea how to talk to him. He had no idea how to stop it. And now you have millions of people dead, and it's only getting worse, and it could lead to World War III. Don't kid yourself, David. We're playing with World War III, and we have a president that we don't even know if where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
they
here,
threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We are president, but we have a president,
Mr. President,
that doesn't know he's alive.
Your time is up. Just to clarify the question, do you believe it's in the U.S. best interest for Ukraine to win this war, yes or no?
I think it's the U.S. best interest to get this war finished and just get it done.
All right.
Negotiate a deal, because we have to stop all of these human lives from being destroyed.
I want to take this to Vice President Harris. I want to get your thoughts on support for Ukraine in this moment, but also as Commander-in-Chief, if elected, how would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be any different from what we're seeing from President Biden?
Lizzie, here's the debate.
Well, first of all, it's important to remind the former president, you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me. I believe the reason that Donald Trump says that this war would be over within 24 hours is because he would just give it up. And that's not who we are as Americans. Let's understand what happened here. I actually met with Zelensky a few days before Russia invaded, tried through force to change territorial boundaries, to define one of the most important international rules and norms, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity. And I met with President Zelensky. I shared with him American intelligence about how he could defend himself. Days later, I went to NATO's eastern flank, to Poland and Romania. And through the work that I and others did, we brought 50 countries together to support Ukraine in its righteous defense. And because of our support, because of the air defense, the ammunition, the artillery, the javelins, the Abrams tanks that we have provided, Ukraine stands as an independent and free country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. And understand what that would mean, because Putin's agenda is not just about Ukraine. Understand why the European allies and our NATO allies are so thankful that you are no longer president, and that we understand the importance of the greatest military alliance the world has ever known, which is NATO, and what we have done to preserve the ability of Zelensky and the Ukrainians to fight for their independence. Otherwise, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Vice President Harris, thank you. We've heard from both of you on Ukraine tonight. Afghanistan came up in the last. I wanted her to respond to something you said earlier, and I'll give you a minute here.
Putin would be sitting in Moscow, and he wouldn't have lost 300,000 men and women, but he would have been sitting in Moscow. Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in Moscow, much happier than he is right now. But eventually, he's got a thing that other people don't have. He's got nuclear weapons. They don't ever talk about that. He's got nuclear weapons. Nobody ever thinks about that. And eventually, maybe he'll use them, and maybe he hasn't been that threatening, but he does have that. Something we don't even like to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about it. But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war because everything they said was weak and stupid. They said the wrong things. That war should have never started. She was the emissary. They sent her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin, and she did. And the war started 3 days later. And that kind of talent we have with her. She's worse than Biden. In my opinion, I think he's the worst president in the history of our country. She goes down as the worst vice president in the history of our country. But let me tell you something. She is a horrible negotiator. They sent her in to negotiate. As soon as they left, Putin did the invasion.
President Trump, thank you. You did bring up something. You said she went to negotiate with Vladimir Putin. Vice President Harris, have you ever met Vladimir Putin? Can you clarify tonight?
Yet again, I said at the beginning of this debate, you're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fellow. And that is another one. When I went to meet with President Zelensky, I've now met with him over 5 times. The reality is it has been about standing as America always should, as a leader upholding international rules and norms, as a leader who shows strength, understanding that the alliances we have around the world are dependent on our ability to look out for our friends and not favor our enemies because you adore strong men instead of caring about democracy. And that is very much what is at stake here. The President of the United States is commander in chief, and the American people have a right to rely on a president who understands the significance of America's role and responsibility in terms of ensuring that there is stability and ensuring we stand up for our principles and not sell them for the benefit of personal flattery.
We've talked about Ukraine and Vladimir Putin. I do want to talk about Afghanistan. It came up in the first hour of this debate. I want to move on to Afghanistan.
Goldberg said Trump did the most amazing thing I've ever seen. He got these countries, the 28 countries at the time, to pay up. He said, I've never seen. He's the head of NATO. He said, I've never seen, for years, we were paying almost all of NATO. We were being ripped off by European nations, both on trade and on NATO. I got them to pay up by saying one of the statements you made before, if you don't pay, we're not going to protect you.
President
Otherwise,
Trump.
we would have never gotten it. He said it was one of the most incredible jobs that he's ever seen done.
Thank you. I want to do Afghanistan. It came up in the first hour of the debate, and we witnessed a poignant moment today on Capitol Hill, honoring the soldiers who died in the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan. I do want to ask the Vice President, do you believe you bear any responsibility in the way that withdrawal played out?
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. But let's understand how we got to where we are. Donald Trump, when he was president, negotiated one of the weakest deals you can imagine. He calls himself a deal maker. Even his national security advisor said it was a weak, terrible deal. And here's how it went down. He bypassed the Afghan government. He negotiated directly with a terrorist organization called the Taliban. The negotiation involved the Taliban getting 5,000 Taliban terrorists released. And get this. And the president at the time invited the Taliban to Camp David, a place of storied significance for us as Americans, a place where we honor the importance of American diplomacy, where we invite and receive respected world leaders. And this former president, as president, invited them to Camp David because he does not, again, appreciate the role and responsibility of the President of the United States to be commander-in-chief with a level of respect. And this gets back to the point of how he has consistently disparaged and demeaned members of our military, fallen soldiers, and the work that we must do to uphold the strength and the respect of the United States of America around the world.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, your response to her saying that you began the negotiations with the Taliban.
So if you take a look at that period of time, the Taliban was killing our soldiers, a lot of them, with snipers. And I got involved with the Taliban because the Taliban was doing the killing. That's the fighting force within Afghanistan. They don't bother doing that because, they deal with the wrong people all the time. But I got involved. And Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban. And I told Abdul, don't do it anymore. You're going to have problems. And he said, why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you're going to have to figure that out, Abdul. And for 18 months, we had nobody killed. We did have an agreement negotiated by Mike Pompeo. It was a very good agreement. The reason it was good, we were getting out. We would have been out faster than them, but we wouldn't have lost the soldiers. We wouldn't have left many Americans behind, and we wouldn't have left $85 billion worth of brand new, beautiful military equipment behind. And just to finish, they blew it. The agreement said you have to do this, and they didn't do it. The agreement was terminated by us because they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
I want to move on.
And by the way, that's why Russia attacked Ukraine, because they saw how incompetent she and her boss are.
President Trump, thank you. I want to move on now to race and politics in this country. Mr. President, you recently said of Vice President Harris, quote, I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. I want to ask a bigger picture question here tonight. Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care. I don't care what she is. I don't care. You make a big deal out of something. I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words. So
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. Up to her.
Vice President Harris, your thoughts on this?
I think it's, I mean, honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people. You know, I do believe that the vast majority of us know that we have so much more in common than what separates us, and we don't want this kind of approach that is just constantly trying to divide us, and especially by race. And let's remember how Donald Trump started. He was land, he owned buildings, and he was investigated because he refused to rent property to Black families. Let's remember, this is the same individual who took out a full-page ad in the New York Times calling for the execution of 5 young Black and Latino boys who were innocent, the Central Park 5. Took out a full-page ad calling for their execution. This is the same individual who spread birther lies about the first Black president of the United States. And I think the American people want better than that, want better than this, want someone who understands, as I do, I travel our country. We see in each other a friend. We see in each other a neighbor. We don't want a leader who is constantly trying to have Americans point their fingers at each other. I meet with people all the time who tell me, can we please just have discourse about how we're going to invest in the aspirations and the ambitions and the dreams of the American people, knowing that regardless of people's color or the language their grandmother speaks, we all have the same dreams and aspirations and want a president who invests in those, not in hate and division.
Vice President Harris, thank you. Lindsay?
President Trump, this is now your 3rd time.
This is the most divisive presidency in the history of our country. There's never been anything like it. They're destroying our country, and they come up with things like what she just said. Going back many, many years, when a lot of people, including Mayor Bloomberg, agreed with me on the Central Park 5, they admitted, they said, they pled guilty. And I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately. And if they pled guilty, then they pled, we're not guilty. But this is a person that has to stretch back years, 40, 50 years ago, because there's nothing now. I built one of the greatest economies in the history of the world, and I'm going to build it again. It's going to be bigger, better, and stronger. But they're destroying our economy. They have no idea what a good economy is. Their oil policies, every single policy. And remember this, she is Biden. You know, she's trying to get away from Biden. I don't know the gentleman, she says. She is Biden. The worst inflation we've ever had, a horrible economy because inflation has made it so bad, and she can't get away with that.
Thank you. Your time is up.
I want to respond to that, though. I want to just respond briefly. Clearly, I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump. And what I do offer is a new generation of leadership for our country. One who believes in what is possible, one who brings a sense of optimism about what we can do instead of always disparaging the American people. I believe in what we can do to strengthen our small businesses, which is why I have a plan. Let's talk about our plans and let's compare the plans. I have a plan to give startup businesses $50,000 tax deduction to pursue their ambitions, their innovation, their ideas, their hard work. I have a plan, $6,000 for young families for the first year of your child's life to help you in that most critical stage of your child's development. I have a plan that is about allowing people to be able to pursue what has been fleeting in terms of the American dream by offering a help with down payment of $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. That's the kind of conversation, I believe, David, that people really want tonight, as opposed to a conversation that is constantly about belittling and name-calling. Let's turn the page
Vice
and
President
move
Harris,
forward.
thank you. Let's turn to policy.
President
Let's turn
Trump,
back
we
to
have
policy.
to move on. President Trump.
Let's turn to policy,
She has
please.
a plan to defund the police. She has a plan to confiscate everybody's gun.
President Trump,
She
we
has
do
a
have to
plan
move
to
on to
not
other
allow
issues.
fracking in Pennsylvania or anywhere else.
Okay.
That's what her plan is until just recently.
I just need
Lindsey,
to respond
President
because
Trump-
no, the
President
former
Trump-
president has said
No, I'm
something
sorry.
twice that I need to
No,
respond to.
I'm sorry,
I
we're
just
gonna
need to
move on,
respond
Vice
one
President
time
Harris.
to what he has
President
said
Trump, this
multiple
is
times.
now your
Yes.
third time running for president. You have long vowed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. You have failed to accomplish that. You now say you're going to keep Obamacare, quote, unless we can do something much better. Last month, you said, quote, we're working on it. So tonight, 9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
Obamacare was lousy health care, always was. It's not very good today. And what I said, that if we come up with something, and we are working on things, we're going to do it and we're going to replace it. But remember this, I inherited Obamacare because Democrats wouldn't change it. They wouldn't vote for it. They were unanimous. They wouldn't vote to change it. If they would have done that, we would have had a much better plan than Obamacare. But the Democrats came up, they wouldn't vote for it. I had a choice to make when I was president. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, never going to be great, or do I let it rot? And I felt I had an obligation, even though politically it would have been good to just let it rot and let it go away. I decided, and I told my people, the top people, and they're very good people. I have a lot of good people in that administration. We read about the bad ones. We had some real bad ones too, and so do they. They have really bad ones. The difference is they don't get rid of them. But let me just explain. I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot? And I saved it. I did the right thing. But it's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people. And what we will do is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. But if we come up with something, I would only change it if we come up with something that's better and less expensive. And there are concepts and options we have to do that. And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
Vice President Harris, in 2017, you supported Bernie Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance and create a government-run healthcare system. 2 years later, you proposed it included a private insurance option. What is your plan today?
Well, first of all, I absolutely support.
Okay, guys, thank you all for watching this YouTube live with me. Thank you all for tuning in to the debate tonight with me. If you like what you see, as always, give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Turn on the post notifications so you get notified every time I go live. Liz, do you have any questions? Okay, guys, leave your comments down in the comment section below what you thought about the debate. After I end this live, okay, like just make sure you comment in the comments. And we will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, Lizzie. Goodbye, AJ. Goodbye, Jasmine.